Hello there. I am going to do something kind of different today because I think one of my goals in what I do is to try and connect with you so you can see that motherhood has a lot of different facets to it. And since I like to coach on both self-love and grace, I kind of want to walk you through a journey with some of my pictures, just some of my pictures from when I was a younger mom, and just kind of talk through how things kind of used to be for me. You might see some smiles and it looks, oh, she's so happy, she's doing great, and they're beautiful memories. But what we don't often see, especially in social media, is the truth of what's hidden behind the surface, because we women, we're so good at putting on a face and to show oh, everything's all put together, we're great, when under the surface things could be very different, right? So I'm going to take you over to the slideshow I made, and I just kind of put some pictures together, and I'm going to talk through some of them so you could kind of hear, like, I don't have anything scripted right now. It's going to be raw, and it's going to be just kind of talking through things. There will be some great moments, some okay moments, and some not so great moments. And I just want to talk through life. And my goal is that you can first connect with me and resonate. Oh yeah, I understand how that is. And yeah, my daughter did that one time too. Or I have had moments like that too, where I was people pleasing. Whatever helps you connect, I would love for you to connect and to feel like you understand, right? Because you've been there. You're a mom. You've been there. But the second thing I want to do is to kind of normalize the struggles that we moms have, instead of feeling like we have to put on a facade and to show the great face. I want to show that it's actually okay to struggle sometimes and to not love every moment of being a mom. So here we go. So this first picture shows my daughter at 1 year old. I was so excited that we finally got through all of the craziness of the first year. And it was a hard first year for me. I struggled with breastfeeding. She didn't sleep very well. We were living in my husband's parents' home with another couple who also had a kid the same age as her, and his brother and his sister, both single. And it just was an awkward time for me, and I tried to make the best of the situation, and it was great to have free rent, but at the same time it just was like, you can't see it in the smile, but I'm doing my best in the situation to kind of make the best of a challenging situation. And I'm grateful for the time. It taught me so much, but it was definitely a challenge for me. And in this picture, you'll see, you can't see that my daughter is holding up her muscles, but so I hurt myself pretty badly. Her baby sister was born probably about 8 months earlier than this picture, and I injured my back really good. And for 6 months, I couldn't do much more than just pick up that baby. And so it was a really hard thing for me to not be able to exercise, not be able to do things that I felt like I needed to do, like the laundry or cleaning the home or whatever, you know. And so as soon as I got the go-ahead from the doctor to start exercising again, more than just yoga or whatever, you know, I trained for a triathlon, and we couldn't afford like me paying for a triathlon entry. So we kind of made our own. And this is my husband's brother and sister, along with my daughter, and me in the middle. And we were all getting ready to go start the triathlon. We had a pool, the community pool that we started from, and then we ran from the pool to our apartment here and got our bikes here, and then biked the 12 miles out to where his parents' house was. So it was a great time for me there to say, I'm empowering myself. I'm going to take advantage of this moment to feel strong in my body. And I was I was grateful to be able to have that moment. I felt pretty strong that day. This is a picture of my daughter with her baby blanket. And I loved being able to watch her cuddle in her baby blanket. And I didn't make it for her. So there were times when I was like, oh, should I have made it for her? It was an aunt's gift. But like, I'm so grateful that aunt did make it for her, and it was made with love, and it was her favorite thing. So I just was so happy to see her snuggle with it. She later lost it, and I felt like awful because it was left in a hotel room, and I remembered like 30 minutes later, oh, it's not there, it's not here, it's there. And so I called the hotel and said, hey, can you check and see if it's somewhere? And they had already thrown it away. And so I felt awful, awful, awful. And you'll see later in the slideshow how I tried to make up for it. But I don't know about you. As a mom, you try and help your child to have learning experiences. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it makes a big mess. And in this moment, the mess was contained to the sink, so I was okay with it. And it made me feel kind of good, but also very nervous too. Here's a moment where she tried to be really cool, and I tried to connect with her and show I'm cool too. And then, oh, I'm people pleasing here. I felt like in order for my husband to have a fantastic birthday, I had to make a cake, and I had to make it amazing for him. I am not very good at making birthday cakes because growing up, the cake of choice was pineapple upside down cake, which doesn't have any frosting, so it makes it a lot easier. And you'll see if you look carefully that the frosting included an airplane because my husband flies, and I'm grateful that I put in that effort, but it was so stressful to try and do that for him, and it just made me feel like I wasn't good enough, like I wasn't doing a good enough job, you know? Oh, my cute daughter making salsa with me. And here we are trying as young moms to connect and be normal when our kids are all going crazy and slapping on all of the food. And it's just nice to have a community where others kind of get it. They get it for the most part, right? Raise your hand. I mean, I wouldn't be able to see it, but raise your hand if you ever tried to make learning activities for your child because you really wanted them to keep exploring their minds and growing. And it is super nice to be able to do it, but it's also stressful because it's an expectation you have. Oh, I'm in charge of my child's learning, and I don't want to make a big mess. I don't want to put in a ton of time, but it ends up being a little of both anyway. And yeah. And has your child ever had diaper cream problems? Should we go back to that? Diaper cream problems? And when they're sick, look how pitiful she looks there. She's just so sad because she's sick. That hurts a mommy's heart, right? You don't want them to be sick, and you can't take it away, and so you feel guilty because you're healthy and they're not, and you want to fix it, but you don't know how, you know? Okay, this is my mom, and in this picture, it actually describes well how the relationship was. I am in the very back not because my mom wanted to be the spotlight. She was great. She tried her best to enjoy the situation and put love on our daughter and just make sure we felt loved and pampered while she was there. But I compared myself to my mom and always fell short. I felt like she was always the good authority on what good mothering looks like. Even in the moments when I didn't like how she mothered, it still, in my mind at the time, felt like she knew better than me. And so you can see me kind of hiding behind there, trying to feel like I was good enough, but not really. And that's a good description of how I felt. Here's me being a mom of 2 kids now. Scared, but excited and full of love, right? We know that feeling. And then when it comes to potty training, that's how we did it growing up. My mom gave us a big bag of an old used makeup that she didn't use. And so we got to practice putting on or just having fun with makeup while we sat on the potty and waited for our business to come out. So I tried that, and this particular child struggled for like 5 years to go on her own without accidents, and it was a nightmare and a half. I often had days like this where I'm like, I can't do this, or like this where I'm like, oh, can I do it? Just going through the motions and trying to smile, you know. But you do what you can because they're just adorable. And your family means the world to you. So you just keep plugging away, right? This is me trying to make a fun St. Patrick's Day breakfast, green eggs and ham kind of thing. Do you like it? I don't know if we really ate all the eggs because we were a little nervous about the green, but I tried. And having fun with my girls. Do you ever have moments when you wish you could do something like that? You just kind of fall asleep right in the middle of whatever you're doing? She wouldn't nap in her bed very often. And so there were oftentimes that I found her like that. And it's just, yeah, look at that. Fun times, mess, but also a little crazy, right? And then, did you have those moments too where you tried to make your daughter's hair look all gorgeous and beautiful? Like, I even made those ribbon bows for her, and if you can tell, there's like perfectly color coordinated hair bands to go with it too. Like, that's how big a deal it was to me. I'm not going to talk about all of the times that I tried to keep her sitting still and what the different things we did to try and keep her sitting still. Oh, those mommy-daughter moments when they're just peaceful. They're fleeting, but they're so special, aren't they? This picture, I'm just carrying one daughter and walking with another while my husband takes the picture, but this actually sums up quite a bit of my young mothering. I'm actually doing a lot of the work. Not because my husband was absent, like he didn't want to be there. When he was able to be there, he did the best he could. And I'm so grateful for it. But I don't know if your husband has a lot of travel trips. Like mine, he had a job, still has a job that requires longer work hours than the average husband and a lot of travel. And even at this point, he went back for MBA school, so a lot of school stuff and then more travel. And so I'd often be the one caring for the kids. And I did my best to support him because I love him and I want him to know that his job is important and hard and good and necessary for our family for sure. And I don't want to downplay anything that he did. It just, as a mom, we can often feel like deflated, and it's hard because we're doing the best we can to care for everyone and do good things and serve, but we can get overloaded and deflated, right? I just wanted to bring this in for humor. Yep, we had a moment. And then the cute birthdays, right? Their first birthdays and getting food all over them. It just is precious. Finding them asleep in random places still precious. And mom trying to be the good preschool host mom. And okay, this is my sad attempt at being fashionable. And you could tell I'm a bit exhausted because I got up early to try and make it where everything looked right and everything was right. And I'm not good at fashion and I don't ever feel confident in it. And so it just is an awkward thing for me. But look at this. We have a happy family. And with my daughter, the older one, she's so cute, isn't she? Just being silly. Every year, still, our whole family dresses up together. Here we're crayons. And I love, everything was homemade. You could totally tell that. But like, we used poster boards and glued felt flannel on top of the poster boards to make the hats that we wore. And I think they're funny and cute. Taking care of the yard and shoveling leaves into the garden. and teaching preschool. Oh, this is the one I wanted to show, because this showed when I was telling you before about the baby blanket my daughter had and how it got lost. I felt so awful. So I decided, hey, let's go to the store and you can pick a few fabrics that you like and I'll make you a quilt. Wouldn't that be amazing? So it's like a full twin size quilt. And this is the first quilt I had made on my own. And if you've never made a quilt before, it's exhausting and it's laborious. And it hopefully will turn out beautiful, but there's often times when you don't measure right or you don't carefully check the seam allowances, and so the measurements are off, and when you put it all together it's just hard. But I did it because I didn't want to feel so guilty for losing her other blanket, and so I made it for her so she had a special blanket. You might ask if we still have it, and that one got lost too, but this is the picture that made it all worth it. You can tell she's in love with it, and she just so appreciated having it on her bed. So at least for the time being, I was grateful for it. And I even made a teepee for her. Okay, these next few pictures are fun because tell me you haven't had moments of trying to get a good family picture and it just doesn't go well. A baby doesn't sit still, the kids don't look at the camera, the brightness is off, everyone's running this way and that, you're trying to get them to look at the camera. It's just a challenge to try and get everybody there, right? So normalize that. And then super fun. Oh, okay, this one, my husband was in an internship in the middle of his MBA degree. He went down to Paraguay for a while and helped, well, I won't go into detail there. He had a 2-month unpaid internship. And so he was even out of the country for 2 months. And it was a really hard time for me. And I did my very best. And I am proud of myself for doing as much as I did do. But I definitely was exhausted. And no, I didn't ask for a massage after that or a weekend away for myself. I just thought, I just need to be the mom. I am the mom. Nobody else can take care of it. It's me. And so I just kept plugging away. And it's so nice to see that the girls didn't forget him or get mad at him for how long he was gone. I worked super hard to always speak so kindly of him and to have our Skype calls so that they could see him. Even the time difference wasn't too bad, and so we could try and connect with him even though we were really far apart. And then, you know, trying to make preschool graduation nice and occasionally get a date with your husband, and that's something you look forward to, and taking the kids on little cute field trips to Costco and helping them learn fun things at Costco, and maybe even get some sweet treats, right? Because that's fun. And you get a face like this to celebrate. That's like payday right there, right? When you get a cute face like that. And we had been poor most of our married life up until anyway. So I learned hard how to make loving gifts with the money we did have. And I think my husband quite appreciated having this. So it was something we just propped up and enjoyed playing with it as we had our little conversations. But yeah. We lived in California for a while, so we had fun at the beach, and that is a lot of fun, right? It's so much fun to go and explore the beach. But tell me, do you ever struggle with losing your kids because they run away? Or do you struggle with getting the sand out of every possible crevice and like making sure that they don't get sunburn and all the things, right? Oh, I did get a moment where I had a pedicure with my sister before she got married. And if you notice in this picture, my husband is nowhere to be seen. He had another business trip, and I'm so grateful that he brought in the money, for sure. And I should do another video to tell you how amazing my husband is, because he really puts in a lot of good work for our family. I just am trying to normalize how hard it was for me to be always caring for the kids. And my baby daughter is with me in my hands right here. And I can't even, my other daughter's right there in the middle by Graham. And I felt like it was my fault that things were not going so well. So you'll often see me, well, you won't, but there are several pictures of me kind of standing off to the side in different occasions because I felt like I was somehow lacking because my kids were being kids. And then I made those dresses for them, wanting to make sure that they had some cute, fun dress-up dresses to have. And I appreciated my ability to be able to make those dresses. But I don't know if you've never made anything. I could look on those dresses and find the flaws, and I went straight to the flaws rather than, oh my goodness, look at how hard I worked, and look at how beautiful they are in those dresses and how much fun they had in the dresses, right? I found all the flaws. But she felt like a princess. I made this dress for me too for our Halloween. She felt like a princess. Did I feel like a princess? No. I felt like I was doing my best to make something so that we could all match still, because that was the tradition I was setting for ourselves. Cute girl. And it was my fault that her skirt couldn't sit up all the way, but it was fun to play around and dance with her and have lots of fun. And try and have those moments where you notice things from their eyes, because they so are good at teaching how to enjoy life, right? Oh, see, her smile made me want to smile. And I am so grateful for my children, because that's where that bond is so important, where they teach you how to enjoy life instead of taking it too seriously, you know? But I would have lots of fun with them, going on their different rides and having the different experiences. Look at my other daughter in the back. She just feels like she's so grown up and having so much fun. We took them camping a lot, and that was so nice to be able to go camping with our kids and have lots of fun out in the wilderness too. And yeah, sometimes you had to contain them in the trunk while they were walking too far while you're setting up the tent, you know. But I promise that the door to the trunk never was closed on her. But yeah, so we had lots of fun in the dirt. And yes, it takes a lot of effort and rewashing and spraying and scrubbing to get all of the dirt out. But when you see that face, you try and make the best of it, because that's what it's all about, right? Yeah, I just tried to smile through and enjoy those moments, because that's what holds you through all the hard times, and you enjoy giving them as much of the experiences as you can. Yes, I made this cake for them, and this was a little easier because I had a picture to go from, and it looks like it was a Pinterest thing, but at the time I don't think there was Pinterest very big. It was in a Family Fun magazine, I think. And I could do this one better than the other one, because I just needed to color the different frostings the color they needed to be, and set up like the coconut or the Chex Mix or the marshmallows the way they needed to be. And so it all worked, and it was cute, and my daughter loved it. And I am proud of it. Always supporting my handsome husband in the middle. Man, he just knocks my socks off. He is so smart, and he was so good at leading the different teams. They did an electric vehicle race team, and he led them to have like record-breaking times that they had with. This is a streamliner that they made, and you can see even the girls came to cheer Daddy on, and it was at the salt flats. You can see them playing with salt as if it were like snow. Oh, we had lots of gardening fun and dressing up like each other and enjoying being pretty princesses together, right? Oh, packing and moving. How many times have you packed and moved? I can imagine even if it's just been one time, it's not fun, right? No matter when. Packing and moving is a chore in itself. Up to date, we've been married almost 19 years and we have moved 8 times. And it's been an adventure. We've gotten better at learning how to pack and move and make sure things have a fun system. And I will say, when we moved into the house we're in now, people from our church came, the men from our church came, and it only took them an hour to move our family of 4 kids and 2 adults and all of our camping and crafting and piano stuff everywhere into the house. It took them 1 hour. And it was because of our nifty system that we perfected over the years. But it took a lot of years and a lot of moving to be able to get to that point. Did you ever have fun with making Halloween fun for your kids? With the way you made the food? Those are fingers, and a mummy with the hot dog on a thing, and eyeballs with the deviled eggs, and more fingers with the carrots coming out of the ranch. It gets so fun that it's tiring and it wears you out. Child number 3 came. And we had the gifts that the baby would give to the older siblings to help them know that they're loved, even if mommy has to spend time breastfeeding and being away from them, baby changing diapers or whatever, you know. But you just try and enjoy those moments. There's the new baby. Well, a year later. But she was a very interesting, fun, excitable, strong-willed baby. This is a moment that is not easily captured. I had just had a wailing, tearful experience. And how often are you willing to take pictures after a super sad event like that? Because you have a red face and you don't want to look puffy in the picture and all these other things that you tell yourself are not good about pictures. But I'm actually grateful for this picture, because you'll see my husband here. He's smiling because he's wanting to help me smile. He wiped my tears. He listened to me and was very genuine about caring about where I was at. And he just wanted to make sure that I was seen and I felt his love, and that even though it was a really hard moment that I had just gone through, that he valued me and my heart and where I was. And so maybe I am puffy faced and not super clean looking, but I am definitely grateful for those moments, you know. And just more baby moments. You do the best you can to get through life, and you smile through it all, and you just do the best you can. You can see that I didn't know the best about makeup. I don't have super fashion sense, but I just love trying to be pretty and feel pretty, and so those were my moments. And I hope you enjoyed watching this little slideshow with me. It sure is eye-opening for me to reflect back, and this is only a small portion of the pictures, but we definitely did a lot of fun things together, and I definitely had moments where I hid behind some of those fun things. And I definitely did a lot of people pleasing and not allowing for myself to not enjoy, or like I needed to feel like I was good at everything. And when I didn't feel good at everything, I felt extremely flawed. But looking on it from this perspective and how far I've come at this point, I'm just so grateful. I think if I were to give advice to any of these versions of myself, it's just to make sure that she knows. Maybe I'll go back to this one. I would make sure that this version of me knows that she's good, that she's doing a great job, and having those moments with her kids, that's the most important thing. Not if her hair was looking quite right, or if her smile was perfect enough for the camera, or if the kids were screaming in between the different pictures or anything else, but that she showed up. And she did the best she could, and she tried, and she had lots of love through it all. And I think that's what I would tell her, is You're good, and I love you, and I'm very grateful for you. So I just want to close this video and just encourage you all to have those moments of appreciation, but also realness, and say it's okay to not love every moment. It's okay to be stressed with some of it, and it's okay to say to yourself, you're doing a good job, even if it isn't flawless, especially because it's never going to be flawless. We're always going to have moments where we get to appreciate the little things more than how well everything turned out, you know. So that's it. Have a good one. Take care.